Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new to my channel, you are welcome and I hope you find some value out of my channel. And for those that are returning subscribers, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Today I've decided to do a video which is a bit more relaxed. I feel like you guys just get to see the very sort of professional on the job kind of side to me most of the time. So today I've just decided to do a little morning tea session with me. So the conversation I just want to have today is sort of the importance of putting yourself first and what it means to put yourself first. This is gonna interlink quite a lot with the video I did on what true self-love actually looks like or what it means. I just woke up in the spirit of sharing and just, you know, passing on some vital information. I feel like I have spurs of when I wake up like in the spirit and I feel motivated to just speak, and I usually don't. It usually ends up as a motivational talk in the shower. So I decided today I am going to have a chat with you guys and just pass on some of the information that's going on through my head, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Realizing when a relationship is no longer viable for you and for your growth. Like, I feel most people take relationships or marriages, to be honest, as a penalty sentence or as a prison sentence. Relationship is also, that's one thing that's very easy to live. Like, I can understand staying in a marriage and wanting to stay there because you've committed years to this person and you also have that hope or glimpse that this situation can change and you don't want to give up very easily. A boyfriend and girlfriend kind of relationship, you do not have to stay in a toxic relationship, especially when you're young. You have to be very conscious of who you date because you never know what lasting impact that person is going to have. They are molding the person that you're going to become in your 30s and 40s. So be very vigilant with who you date. And as a part of self-love, you should know what you want, the qualities that you want in a person, and be able to communicate that. Is this person someone that I potentially see myself living the rest of my life with? Is this person motivating me to be a better person? Is this person pushing me towards my dreams? Is this person providing me with the joy I need? Like, although you have to make yourself happy first, you also need to be happy in that relationship and happy together. Have a list of the qualities that you want in a partner. And if that person, if you see red flags, don't ignore them, because people show themselves to you through their actions and you decide not to listen, see their actions yourself, and you justify reasons as to why they might have behaved like that. That person is showing you who they are. Once you see red flags, leave. You are not in a prison sentence. You don't have to be in a relationship, because relationships will eat away at your character. They will affect you in ways you could have potentially know how it's going to affect you in a few years time. Maybe that's why most people say that they have carried baggage from their relationship or they're broken. It's because you see red signs and you decide to ignore them. A form of self-love is saying, do you know what it is? I really like this person, or maybe you've even fallen in love with them. I really love this person, but their toxicity or their lack of seeing me as an individual, as an equal, the fact that they invalidate my feelings when I say I feel this about something and they make it seem silly. I myself cannot be exposed to that, so I am going to leave this relationship. It's not by force to be in a relationship, guys. You don't have to be in a relationship. Choose yourself first. Put yourself first and prioritize yourself, because all you're doing is now carrying scars that you're gonna have to have to heal yourself from further on in the future. Like if you can deal with not having to do that, why do that to yourself? Our actions to ourselves, or how we treat ourselves, tells the world how they can treat us. By you putting yourself last all the time, you're telling the world they can put you last all the time. They don't have to prioritize you because you don't prioritize yourself. I think, anyways, that when a marriage is now going down the rocks, or it's no longer nurturing to both of you as partners, you start eating away at each other's characters. You start behaving in ways which are detrimental to both of you guys' health, and also how you function as a team, and the value or the image that you have on marriage. It's very easy to neglect that this is someone that I've once actually loved, and you now start behaving in a way that shows that you don't care for them. One that's portraying to that other person that, you know, maybe I'm someone who's not worth loving. Maybe you never know what kind. Well, if you're married to them, you should know what their triggers are, what traumas they've had to go through in life, so you know never to press those buttons, or never to go there with that kind of person. And I feel when your marriage is under the rocks, you take yourself into a defense situation, and you're always defending yourself, and through that you can say very hurtful things to your partner that you might not necessarily mean. I've heard people say that they stay in a marriage because of their kids, or yeah, because, you know, we have kids and I don't want them to grow up in a broken family hold. What I think people don't really realize until later on down the line is that staying in a marriage which is toxic to you is also staying in a marriage which is toxic to your kids, because you do more damage to your kids. Kids are very pure spirits, so they can pick up the vibe, or pick up the tension or the aura in the room just by being exposed to it. And you never know what traumas you're now placing on that child by staying in that marriage. If that child is seeing you being beat up every day, if that child is being exposed to verbal violence, that child is basically getting traumatized, or you're creating traumas that child is going to have to deal with later on in life when they're grown enough to an extent to understand exactly what was going on in that household. So sometimes staying in a marriage for kids is actually doing your kids disservice, because you don't want them to grow up in a broken family. What you need to then come together as a couple to realize is that although this marriage is not working out, we should be there for our kids, both of us. And you've now taken those kids out of years of experiencing verbal violence, of experiencing physical violence, because sometimes when violence is occurring to the parent, between the parents, it sometimes transfers itself to the child, because you might be in a stress situation and that child comes and says, "Oh mama, can I get this?" and you shout at them, or you then take your anger out on them when it's actually not them that has actually caused it. But I think when things are now starting to affect you in terms of now how you see yourself, it's time to leave. As difficult as it may be, you also need to prioritize yourself. You only have this one body, this vehicle to live life, and once you're in a constant exposure to violence, to verbal violence, or to an environment which is just really toxic, it's time for you to put yourself first. And it also comes under that whole degree of self-love. Sometimes you have to prioritize what you yourself needs. And once that person then realizes what a great thing they had once you've gone, and they're willing to make a change, then you can go back. I think most people take society too seriously, because they think, you know, if I leave this marriage, what are those people gonna say? What is, you know, my church peers going to say about it? You need to put yourself first. Hence why I say it's very important not to put so much importance on people, on what people have to say, on people's opinions, because they are not living your life. They are not in your shoes, so they will never make the decisions or have the same thought process that you have when it comes to making decisions. So don't place importance on people's opinions. Choose yourself first. And by you choosing yourself first and taking yourself out of that situation that is toxic to you, give yourself time to heal and heal properly. I think people don't put enough respect on getting therapy and counseling, because it allows you to just work through what you have to do in an environment that allows you to do that. In an environment that has someone who is professionally trained to do that, to help you through that situation. And also give yourself time to heal getting into another relationship, because you then don't want to become codependent on the happiness that person brings you when you cannot find it for yourself, because that allows room for manipulation, that allows room for someone to control you, because you're not stable in yourself and in your vision of who you are as an individual. Sometimes self-love has to take place in a form of what may look selfish to other people. Just if you need to cry. If you need time to heal, you give yourself that time to heal in an environment where your kids are not exposed to that. I think people think when kids, especially when kids are young, that they are unaware of it. These things, because we are spiritual beings, we have a vibrational energy or a vibrational field around us, and because of how pure kids are, they pick up on that and it affects them. You might think, why is this child just crying or acting up? It's because they can sense that something is not right. Responsibility as a parent to make sure your kids are always in a healthy environment, an environment that feeds them, an environment which reduces them, which has the least amount of trauma being impacted on them. I think that's where conscious parenting comes into hand. Like, you have to be a conscious parent. Like, there's this video I watched on where this woman was asking kids, what's the worst thing that your mom has ever said to you? And the word, oh, stupid, 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 came into play for many kids. And I don't think it's a thing that parents actually say is in terms of you're actually a stupid person. It's like, oh, stop being so stupid when they've done this. Oh, stop being so stupid when they've done that. And intrinsically, that you're now telling your child that they're stupid, and you never know how that will manifest in their life because of the impact that a parent will have on their child. I'd say the practical stuff that you can do for yourself is, if you're in a relationship, put down the qualities that you want, the pros and the cons of actually being in a relationship. Do you actually want to be in a relationship, or are you just feeling lonely? And if you are just feeling lonely, what are the keys you can do to get yourself past that lonely feeling? And sometimes I feel like having things that you're working on, that way you don't really have time to be paying attention to the fact that you're feeling lonely, because you're so busy keep doing things that are helping to improve yourself, helping to improve your finances, and just having things that you could, because I feel like sometimes loneliness comes out of boredom. Like, you're probably not even lonely, you're bored. You probably don't want a relationship, you're just bored. And having realizing when those patterns are creeping in, and having then keys to bettering that situation. And if you are in a relationship, put down the pros and cons of that relationship. What is that relationship giving to you that you like or you want in life? What is that relationship giving to you that you might not like? Maybe that person is violent with you. Maybe they're controlling. They try to tell you what you can or cannot do. And seeing whether it is a good decision in terms of yourself to stay in that relationship or not. If you're in a marriage and it's on the rocks and you're arguing more days than you get along, is it necessary for you to stay in that relationship or in that marriage? Why are you staying in that marriage? Is it because of your kids? And then look at the impact that being exposed to that environment has on your kids? Is it because just my peers are going to say, oh my God, you're getting a divorce, how come you couldn't make your marriage work? You yourself don't have to give anyone answers. You and your partner know that for yourself, and that's enough. It doesn't matter what other people have to think. You have to put yourself first. Put yourself first, because your mental health is very important. Your physical health is very important. Being in a stress situation day to day takes impact on your body, and now you'll be thinking, why am I always ill? Why do I always have this reoccurring health problem? It's because you're constantly exposing yourself to high levels of stress on a daily basis, and your body just starts to shut down. And let me know if you guys would actually like to have more of these kind of relaxed conversations with me. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also share this video with someone that you think would find value out of it.